Good afternoon, Pulkit, and welcome back to Asian Business School. So, how does it feel to be back on campus after 10 years?
So a decade, I would say it's a long period. But then when I entered this time into the campus, it was a different feeling. So 10 years back, and if I see it today, it's world class, I would say.
What are some of the fondest memories that you can recall from college?
I came from Mumbai all the way, so it was a different place. So everything was new to me. So the fondest memory were from the hostel that we stayed. Then in the classrooms, when we were in ABS, we got that opportunities. A lot of times when it was a fest, we used to enjoy there. When we used to go out for our industrial visits, the bus journey. In fact, we used to actually sing songs during our bus journey. So yeah, there were a lot of memories. If I keep on counting, we might end up till evening.
So, how was Pulkit as a student?
So for me, I wasn't studious, but yeah, I used to clear all my exams. So that was my first aim. Okay, we should be okay with our exams. As a person, as a student, I was a foodie. I used to love food. So when I joined ABS, I wasn't aware about Noida and the places. But then in 2 years, I explored Delhi and Noida so much. I had a hobby to visit new cafes, and I have visited around 182 cafes so far.
I want you to give certain suggestions to the students who have just started their journey or who have already begun with their journey. How can they actually think about or decide about the specializations they can get into?
My specialization was finance. So what I personally did was, the first year was more of exploring all the lines that you have, be it marketing, be it HR, be it finance, be it IT, or anything else. And that's when there was a topic of how you would select your specialization. So in the college at that point of time, there was a session taken by the teachers to explain us what are the opportunities that you can get in finance, that you can get in HR or whatever. So I believe when a student want to decide, just don't follow whoever you want to. Okay, this person is doing this, I'll do that.
Right.
Give some time to yourself. The first year is for that. The foundation year is basically for that.
Exactly.
So you study, you understand the concepts, because the first year is the basic.
Right.
So if you enjoy one of those subjects, you know where you need to
go
move
with the flow, right? So I think also internships would help in that case
Indeed. For me, it was a little clear, but then there would be people who are still confused between two lines. They would enjoy marketing as well as finance. There are people like that. So they can get more clarity when they actually go on field in corporate via internship and work there. So they will understand, okay, finance is something that I can handle in corporate. Why not go for finance? So internship is indeed a step where they can decide if I want to go for marketing, or I want to go for finance, or any specialization for that matter.
Great. So Pulkit, you've had a flourishing career, having worked with such big brands like JP Morgan and Coca Cola, and specifically into this domain which is finance. I want to understand what, according to you, are key skills that a student should have to be successful in finance.
Finance as a subject or as a field, it's very vast. It includes a lot of things, be it corporate finance, banking, or anything.
Right.
When we talk about skills in today's environment, when I go into the meetings, when I talk to finance directors and everyone, what they look at is how good you can analyze everything.
Right.
Just giving out numbers won't help in finance. You need to understand why that number came from and how that number was calculated and how you can explain it. So if you want to be into finance, or if you want to understand this domain, I would say reading newspapers, especially papers like Economic Times.
Right.
That is one.
Section.
Yeah, and secondly, you should be very much aware of the geopolitics, what is happening around our country, around the globe.
Great. If you could compare, the importance of academics and bagging it up with extracurricular and co-curricular, do you believe that they are also equally important at this level for the overall personality development, and does that somewhere help to settle up in the industry well in future?
I believe for me specifically, it helped me a lot. I had stage fears, but I hosted some of the events here in college, which actually helped me. I was the one who used to work with our other classmates to organize these fairs, go out for sponsorships, talk to them, convince them, and these platforms would help you do that. And once you know how to talk to people, once you know how to convince the other person, it becomes very easy to survive in corporate as well.
Some key lessons that you've learned from the industry with your experience of 8-9 years.
When you are in college, you are protected, but still you would be, thrown in the well to swim. So it's same in the corporate. You will find people who would help you out, but then you have to stand on your feet by your own. So you have to learn things, you have to look at people, how they do things, try and inculcate those skills into you. It is a competitive environment. If you want to be ahead, you need to understand that you need to inculcate certain things, you need to learn more than what the other person knows.